If you're on a budget, now is the best time to travel in Europe. Between January and March, it's low season for travel. And in this video, we'll share the perks of traveling during this time and some budget-friendly winter destinations in Europe, whether you're after sunny escapes or cozy snowy towns. Stick around until the end for our best tips on exploring Europe in winter without breaking the bank. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Teagan. My mom Johlene and I have been traveling in Europe with our family for years, and we're all about giving you the tools and inspo to travel confidently and on a budget with a touch of luxury. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated whenever we post a new video. Okay, let's get into it. As I mentioned earlier, January to March is considered low season, especially January and February, although you can also find good deals in April. Flight prices between European countries are much lower during these months compared to peak times like July. And if you're flying from places like, let's say, New York, the price difference is huge as well. This time of year is also quieter. Most people are settling back into their routines after the holidays and aren't traveling as much. That said, late March to April gets busier as spring kicks off and the people start planning trips again. This doesn't mean that every destination is a ghost town, but the crowds are nothing like the peak months. This makes it a great time to take advantage of free museum days. It's free and less people blocking your view. At the end, we'll share some tips for traveling on a budget during this time, but for now, let's dive into the best cold weather destinations. The Dolomite Alps in Italy are easily some of the most stunning mountains in Europe, if not the world. This mountain range is packed with natural parks and charming towns. It's no surprise the Dolomites were named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2009. Here are some towns to visit in the Dolomites. Belluno, one of the main towns in the Dolomites. Be sure to visit the minor Basilica of San Martino and the Civic Museum of Belluno while you're there. Cortina d'Ampezzo, a favorite among skiers, it's part of a massive Dolomiti superski area, the largest ski area in the world. From here, you can easily drive to some incredible places like Monte Cristallo, Lake Misurina, Parco Naturale Tre Cime, Groda da Lago, and the stunning Cinque Torri hiking area. Other towns worth a stop, don't miss Pieve di Cadore, Misurina, Santa Maddalena, Ortisei, Castelrotto, and more. To explore the Dolomites properly, you'll need your own car or a rental, so factor that into your budget. If driving isn't an option, booking a tour is a great alternative. We'll link one in the description. Tours can be more cost-effective, but keep in mind that you'll have less flexibility to explore at your own pace. We've created the ultimate digital travel planner. From checklists to daily itineraries to budget planners and packing lists, this planner has everything you need to plan your trip and keep all your info and research in one place. And the cool part is it's fully editable and hyperlinked, so it kind of works like an app. Check it out if it's something you might be interested in. You might think Poland is a brave choice to travel to in winter because of the temperature. A lot of people think that Poland in winter is super cold, which is actually true. In fact, you can expect to see snow everywhere throughout January and February. But if you're after cheap places to visit in Europe and love the snow, Poland is a go-to winter destination. Poland is known for its beautiful stacked colorful houses, and these are the towns you need to visit to see them. Gdansk, Krakow, Warsaw, Wrocław and Poznan. For a small snowy village, definitely visit Zakopane. Before you leave, don't forget to try hot mulled beer, Żane Piwo, a local speciality during the winter season, along with pierogi, kielbasa and orsipek, which is smoked cheese with jam. Romania is a great option if you're on a low budget, and it's also super beautiful. Everything from food to accommodation is much cheaper than other European countries, which helps if you want to rent a car to explore Transylvania's castles. Although you can also reach these by train and bus. We recommend seeing Bran Castle, which is Dracula's castle, Corvin Castle and Pelea Castle. And definitely explore the capital too. Bucharest is perfect for a winter getaway with its cozy cafes, amazing bookstores, hidden bars, and plenty to explore. Just make sure to pack warm. It can be anything from -6 to 10 degrees Celsius throughout these months. Now I know what you might be thinking. Finland is not exactly a budget location in Europe, but there's no reason you shouldn't experience all the places on your bucket list because of your budget. Of all the Nordic countries, Finland is probably the most fair to your budget. Finland caters to a variety of budget with costs for accommodation, transportation and food varying significantly based on your destination and travel plans. Choose budget hotels, eat at markets or street food, and explore cities by bike for around 5 to 15 euros per day. The main reason I put Finland on the list is because it's an ideal place to experience the Northern Lights, which is a must-do winter activity or just a must in life. The best time to see the Northern Lights in Finland is between late August and early April, with peak visibility from September to March, especially on clear, dark nights between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. The top places to view them include Lapland destinations, like the ones on the screen because there is no way I can pronounce these. Why not travel to the home of Black Forest cake itself? Here's how we make trips like this more budget friendly. First, we book affordable accommodations like this cozy home we stayed in St. Martin, a tiny beautiful town that we highly recommend. Second, we cook most of our meals ourselves, choosing one special meal out at a local restaurant. Preparing a big hearty meal in the kitchen not only saves money but also keeps us energized for a day of exploring. Just remember, in winter, the opening hours for supermarkets, bakeries and delis are often limited. To avoid any last-minute stress, plan your meals and shop for ingredients ahead of time, because last-minute grocery runs might not be an option. As an idea, explore the Driebergs, famous waterfalls and villages like Baden-Baden, known for its thermal baths. Okay, now let's move on to less cold destinations. If you've had enough of the cold and want to know where to go for winter sun in Europe, here's a list of some places with great weather during these months, especially towards the end of February and March. The Canary Islands offer many beautiful beaches and mild weather, with year-round sunshine and average winter temperatures of 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. The Canary Islands are ideal for escaping the winter chill. Explore El Teide National Park. El Teide is the highest mountain in all of Spain. Visit vibrant coastal towns like La Laguna and La Xanaga Mountains. Also, if you can, definitely try to go to Loro Park. It's one of the top zoos in the country. Famous for its volcanic landscapes, turquoise water and Timanfaya National Park. One of its best features is that as a rule, all houses must be painted white, making the contrast between the white houses, blue water and black volcanic rock breathtaking. We highly recommend trying the restaurant El Diablo, where they cook the food with the heat of the volcano. Also, try to visit the Cueva de los Verdes and see the green lake called Charco Verde, which means green puddle. Gran Canaria offers both sandy beaches like Las Canteras, right in the heart of the city, and while you're in the city, definitely visit the most beautiful part called Vegeta, with traditional Canarian architecture. In the north of the island, visit the stunning church in Arucas and Agaete, a stone beach by a port with white and blue houses. And in the south, stroll through the dunes of Maspalomas, visit coastal beach towns like Moran, known for its charming houses surrounded by bougainvillea, and explore beaches like Amphi del Mar with an incredible beach resort, and Amadores. A great restaurant to try? Our favorite is Allende. They have a few on the island with a modern take on traditional Canarian food. Known as the Island of Eternal Spring, Madeira is not the warmest of these destinations, but expect anything between 16 to 18 degrees. What to do here? Whale watching is at its peak during this time of year. Hike the dramatic Levada trails for views of waterfalls and lush greenery, explore Funchal's markets, and sample Madeira wine. Consider staying in a local guest house for authentic experience. Moving on to another Spanish archipelago, let's talk about the Balearic Islands, or Islas Baleares. There are many islands, but the main ones are Mallorca, the largest island, Menorca, and one that most of you have probably heard of, Ibiza, and Formentera. People come to see these Mediterranean islands for their clear blue water and incredible summer vibes, but that just means these islands are full of tourists during the warmer months. Coming in March is your best bet for cheap flights, good weather and less crowds. There is an incredible restaurant and tapas bar scene here, and while they do have local dishes, predominantly seafood, of course, they also share typical Spanish cuisine with neighboring places like Valencia and Catalonia. There are incredible beaches and coastal areas to visit in all of these islands, so we highly recommend hiring a car and visiting as much as you can. Going back to Portugal, Porto is one of our favorite places to visit in this country, maybe even Europe. Porto is a charming and affordable city that's perfect for a getaway. From its stunning architecture like the colorful streets of the Ribeira and the famous Libreria Lelo, said to have inspired the Harry Potter books, to delicious pastéis de nata or francesinha and world-famous port wine, there's a lot to enjoy here. You can stroll along the Douro River or even take a ferry. If that's out of your budget, opt for taking the Metro Line D that goes outside over the Dom Luis I Bridge. Or walk over it. The bridge lets you cross on the top or bottom. Walk from Porto to the other side and then down the hill and back across on the bottom. The view is absolutely beautiful. Before you go, here's a few tips for traveling in winter on a budget. Start looking for flights at least 6 to 8 weeks in advance to secure cheaper fares. Use flight comparison tools like Skyscanner or Google Flights and set price alerts to catch deals. Consider getting a rail pass, such as the Eurail pass. If you're planning to travel extensively by train, for example, to get to the Transylvania castles, it can save you money if you're visiting multiple places or countries. Just always make sure to check if the train you're planning on taking requires seat reservations. Many cities offer free walking tours, which are a great way to learn about the city without spending money. Just be sure to tip the guide, but the tour itself is free. Many European museums offer free entry on certain days or times, and since this time of the year is less crowded, it's a win-win. After Christmas, most, if not all shops, offer great discounts on winter clothing, souvenirs, and more. So this is a great time to do some shopping or to get souvenirs at a discounted price. Instead of eating in tourist-heavy areas, explore local street food or visit local markets that serve affordable winter specialities you won't find year-round. And as a rule of thumb, never eat in places that are right by famous landmarks, because those will be much more expensive and are total tourist traps. All you need to do is walk 5 minutes away and you'll find amazing places to dine. If you're flying budget airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet, be mindful of hidden fees for things like seat selection or carry-on size. Pack carefully to avoid paying extra for luggage. If you can, and if it's in your budget, consider getting travel insurance. Winter travel can sometimes lead to unexpected expenses or changes in plans due to weather, so investing in travel insurance is a wise idea. Many attractions, restaurants, and shops close early in winter, so make sure to check opening hours in advance. It's also common for smaller towns and villages to be quieter in winter, with fewer things open in the evening. We experienced this firsthand when we were doing our Black Forest road trip. This isn't necessarily a budget hack, but it's always good to know. Let us know in the comments if you're visiting any of these places in winter. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and check out the description for all the links. Safe travels!